if you're watching this video, chances are not only do you not feel good about your money, but maybe you don't even have the amount of money that you want in your life. So in this video, we're going to look at number one, why you might not feel as good as you want to about money, and number two, how to feel better about money immediately. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eva Ford, social worker, mindset mentor, and coach. And on this channel, we talk about all things money, mindset, and motivation to help you live your richest life. And today, we are talking about how to feel better about your money. There is a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if you have not read it, I absolutely recommend that you pick it up. But in the book, he talks about how our habits over time really form the basis of who we are, and how after a while we practice these habits so much that we don't even recognize that they're habits because they become so much a part of us. Now, this can relate to anything from how we eat our food to how we interact with others. But for the purposes of our conversation today, we're talking about money and how we feel and how we think are actually habitual as well. So it's important to recognize, as we get into this conversation about emotions and feeling about money, that we have over time developed emotional habits and thinking habits as they relate to money that are either supporting us or dragging us down. And if you don't feel good about money in your life right now, chances are you have been practicing thoughts and feelings that don't support you and don't feel good around money. Whatever comes up for you when you think about money, it's important to first become aware of what those thoughts and feelings are. Because scientists say that up to 98% of our behavior is unconscious. So the first thing that you need to do in order to feel better about money is to identify what you've been thinking and feeling already. Stop those in their tracks and challenge those thoughts and beliefs that you've had for years and years around money. Probably at some point they were there to support you and they helped you to survive or to really get through a certain situation in a beneficial way. But now you're more aware, you're watching this channel, and of course you're a subscriber. So you're going to stop and you're going to really evaluate the thoughts and the feelings that you have around money and really check to see, are these thoughts that support you and feeling better about money, or are these thoughts that bring you down? Now, I'm saying this and maybe it sounds like it's something easy to do. I'm not suggesting that it's easy to do at all. This is actually work. So your first assignment is to pause the video and start to write down the thoughts and emotions that come up for you when you think about money. The other thing that we like to talk about is having a money story. And your money story is all of the experiences, all of the messaging that you would have heard and adopted about money in your life up till now. And you would have known from your study of behavioral science that a lot of this comes from before we were even really conscious. So ages 0 to 6 or 7, we would have had examples of money in our lives. We would have gotten it from home. If you were raised in the church like I was, you would have seen it in the church. And one of the things I realized as well when I started to look at my money story is that my study of social work actually helped to reinforce some of those negative feelings and emotions that I had about money. And once I was aware of those, I was able to make a conscious decision to stop myself and say, hey, it's not true that social workers don't make any money. It's not true that money is not important to helping people. Some things just simply aren't true. So I'm challenging you as well as you're watching this video to stop in your tracks and consider what your money story has been as well. And if those messages have not been supportive for you, make a choice to replace those with more empowering messages that will support you on your money journey. What we're really talking about here is financial self-esteem. Now, we all know that having a high self-esteem is really important for living your best quality of life. It's important for how you interact with people. It's important because having a high self-esteem forms the basis of how you make decisions. But having a high financial self-esteem is just as important. It's imperative that you feel great about yourself, because how else are you going to be able to empower the people around you if you yourself don't feel great? Having high financial self-esteem doesn't actually have anything to do with the amount of money in your bank account. Financial self-esteem has to do with how you think about money and how you think about your worth in relation to money. Remember, your self-worth has no correlation to your net worth. And in fact, your net worth will increase as your self-worth does. Now let's talk about what you've got to do in order to feel better about money, and not only feel better about money emotionally and mentally, but actually begin to start seeing the changes that you want to see in your bank account. And just like it's important to become aware of what's not working and the messages that you've received in the past that were not supporting you financially, it's important to become aware of what your current financial situation is. Now, I know this might be really scary for some people. I know it was really scary for me, because sometimes they say ignorance is bliss, and that might be true, but only for a period of time. It's not sustainable. And if you really want to feel better about money and better about yourself, you're going to have to do the hard work of looking at what your current financial state is. That means looking at the things that you're spending money on that maybe are not necessary. So I know it's harder for some than it is for others, but it's absolutely your first step to start to feel better about your money, because I guarantee once you become aware of what's really going on, that's when you get the power to take control of your finances. And without that awareness, you've got no power. So find out what's really going on with your money, where it's leaking, and where you have opportunity to save. Now, along with this, you want to start tracking where you're spending your money. That's all I want you to do. Just start tracking. Again, we're building on this practice of becoming aware and building your self-worth and your power when it comes to money. And you can't feel good if you're not sure, if you're not in control. So you need to start tracking where you're spending money. Even start tracking the feelings that you have around spending or not spending money, and around the conversations about money that you're having. Again, awareness is the name of the game here. So it's important for you to do this in every aspect of your life when it comes to money. Now, the fifth thing that you want to stop doing is you want to stop comparing yourself with people. Now, a lot of times, we spend a lot of time on media and social media and YouTube, and we have a tendency to follow the people that seemingly are doing better than we are, and we can get a little envious of them. Listen, that is a mistake. You've got to stay focused on where you are and what you're doing. You've got to do everything in your power to continue to educate yourself, continue to learn, continue to grow, and continue to put one foot in front of the other on your unique, beautiful, wonderful path that's perfect for you. You will get there as long as you don't stop, but you've got to stop comparing yourself to people, because that will definitely make you feel crappy about money if you're not in a place that you want to be right now. Another thing that you want to do in order to help yourself to feel better about money is stop making decisions about money when you're exhausted, when you're tired. There is a real thing called decision fatigue, and it comes after we've been making decisions over a sustained period of time, because over that sustained period of time, our ability to make good decisions diminishes. And this is true especially when it comes to money. So it's also important for us to recognize our threshold for good decision making, and then not make decisions about money when we've reached beyond that. If you've been working a full day and at the end of the day you realize that you need to make some money decisions, don't do it. Wait until you're rested. Wait until you have some clarity of thought, And on that note, you also don't want to make decisions when you are in too much of a euphoric state. You would have known about the curse of the lottery winner who wins so much money, they're so excited, and then within a year or two, all that money is gone. And that's partly because they maybe never learned how to manage money, but secondly, because they were so excited and they were so euphoric and those endorphins got going, that they made really poor, irrational decisions about money and then ended up maybe worse than they were when they started. So in order to feel good about money, remember, it goes back to number one. I said awareness. You've got to get clarity about where you are right now. But then number 7, now we're saying don't make these rash decisions when you're not in a balanced state, because not only will you not feel good about money now, but you won't feel good about money once you have that mess to clean up in the future either. One of the things that can help you feel better about money in the moment is whenever you're about to make a money decision, I want you to stop and weigh the opportunity costs. Now, every decision that you make has a cost to it, has an opportunity cost to it. And that is, yes, it may have a benefit, but there's also the flip side to that is there is a cost. So think about going out to that expensive dinner that you really don't need. Maybe you're not even that hungry. Yes, it may give you the opportunity to spend time with friends and have a good meal, but it's going to cost you. Maybe it's going to cost you in a higher credit card bill or interest rate. Maybe it's going to cost you the opportunity to put money into that investment that you were looking at earlier. So consider your opportunity costs for every financial decision that you're going to make. And that really ties in with number 2 when I was saying that it's important for us to track our spending and make sure that we are aware of what's coming in and what's going out and our habits around money. Now, if you really want to get savvy about your money and feel better about yourself around money, take a Myers-Briggs personality type indicator test. That thing will give you your profile on how you make decisions in general and your general relationship with money. Because chances are, if you don't feel good about money, you may have a propensity towards behavior that doesn't encourage you to feel good about money. So I always advocate for taking a personality test so that you can, again, be aware of what your natural habits are. Be aware of maybe where your pitfalls might be. And then once you're aware, you can take steps to intelligently address them. Finally, if you want to feel better about money, don't suffer in silence. Get help. Reach out and talk to someone, a financial expert, who can help you get clear about what's going on for you. This is so important. And if you are in the helping professions and you encourage people to get help for the emotional baggage that they have or for the trauma that they may go through, why wouldn't you take the same advice for yourself when it comes to money? It is such a great feeling to feel supported and to be supported emotionally, mentally on this financial journey. And you can do that by reaching out for help. You can reach out to me on this channel, and you can look in your community and see what's available and reach out as well. There are tons of resources online for you. You do not have to suffer in silence, and you don't have to suffer alone. It doesn't make sense anyway. Get help so that you can start to feel better about your money sooner than later. Please, I beg you, just do it. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you are going to implement right now. And then I want you to measure on a scale of 1 to 10 how much better you're feeling when it comes to this topic of money. Okay? This is so important, guys, because again, if you're not feeling empowered, how are you going to empower anybody else? Now, I truly believe you can dream, be, do, or have anything you want, but it starts with your mindset. So make sure it's a rich one. Like, subscribe, comment, all the things, and I'll see you again on the next video.